Hello, hello, my sweet friends. Maggie here. I'm so glad that you came and joined me. This is Tuesday evening for me. It looks like we've got a storm coming. It rained earlier, but it's getting windy and the sky is a little dark. I know it gets dark earlier, but it just looks like it's darker than usual. Anyway, I wanted to come on and share with you what I've been doing, and I thought I would just bring you along and take hopefully this won't be a very long video. But before we get started, let's read God's Word. And I need to put my glasses on because, oh boy. Great peace have they which love the law, Psalms 119, 165. And in my Father's house are many mansions. I go to prepare a place for you, John 14:2. All right, so the other day, a couple of days ago, I was watching Natasha from Sketchbooks, and she made these wonderful little sketchbooks or notebooks, whatever you want to call them or however you want to use them. And I thought, oh, those are so cool. I want to make some of those. They would be great for personal use. It'd be great to give as little gifts, you know. And she made them in pairs, like these two kind of sort of go together. And I thought, oh, it was really very simple. It's very, very simple. I just made this one yesterday. And then today I sat down and made 4 more. And they're all just about done, except they need to be sewn together. And I'm going to now one thing Natasha didn't do, I don't think she suggested not using cardstock except maybe on this first page. But I decided to put a piece of cardstock on the back of mine to give it a little bit of firmness, but you can flip the pages without any problem and write or sketch or do whatever you want to do, and you've got a little bit of a firm surface to write on. So that's why I decided to do that. I haven't cut the cardstock yet for these others that I made today, but I will. But so I thought I'd come on and kind of show you. I'm kind of doing the very last step. But if you're interested, you can either watch Natasha's video, which, like I said, I would list in my description box, or, you know, I will be glad to do a couple start to finish with you, because I do plan on making more of these. I think they'd make wonderful little gifts. So let me just cut. I'm going to do this first one. I'm going to use some purple string because it's got a little bit of flowers are purplish. 1, 2, 3. So I'm using about 4 lengths of thread. This is kind of a is it twine? It's not. It's stiffer than like baker's twine, and it's stiffer than yarn. I mean, you could actually crochet with this or knit, I guess, but it's pretty stiff. So to sew these together, and I'm not really, I wanted to just get on here for a little bit and share these with you. I don't think my holes are lined up. Let me see if I can get these lined up a little bit better. The papers are not all exactly the same size, so I kind of punch the holes all at once in them with my crocodile. I never can say that right, but I love it. I use it all the time, and I punch most of my holes with it. So so yeah, when I saw this, I thought, oh, I have got to make some of these. So you go, well, I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to do it. And down here. And I wanted to let you know that my granddaughter is doing very well. She still doesn't feel good. I spent a little bit of time with her today. Of course, she just wanted mommy, which is perfectly fine. I don't really expect anything else, especially with her not feeling well. And but she's doing better. She still looks, you know, you can tell she's sick. She's pale and she's eating something. She's been eating though and drinking, taking her bottles, her formula and some water, so that's a good thing. But I thought, oh, I can use these little things myself, especially keep track of my videos on them or, you know, whatever. So how's everybody else doing? I need to watch the news about the tsunami. I mean the hurricane. I know it's got to be just completely devastating. My heart just goes out to those folks. I mean, I hope I cut enough thread or twine or whatever this is. I think it's twine, colored twine. Boy, I just cut enough. That was close. Oh, I wanted to tell you, about my videos freezing. I did some research. It definitely was happening in my editing program, not YouTube, and not on my end as far as my filming it goes and processing it, and not on on your end when you think it might be your phone or something. So I did some research, and apparently CapCut, which is the program that I use, and I know there's other programs out there, but I started with CapCut, and for the most part I like it. I'm just gonna cut this off. And but apparently it takes a lot of memory and it holds your projects. I don't know why this is wanting to go this way. So this is just, like I said, burlap behind these, and I think that looks just really cute. Now, Natasha actually made 3, like a large, medium, and small. I never heard her give her measurements, but I made these 5 by 7, and I did these 3.5, just half of this, 3.5 by how wide is it? Not that wide. 3.5 by 4.5. So Now I did, these other two are also, you know, flowers or botanicals. And these prints, these little ones, I know it came from Pink Monarch Prints. If you're interested in these, and there's a bunch of them, they're very pretty. I'll look for you if you let me know. So I tried to put this on burlap, this Santa Claus, but it just didn't look right. You know, it just did not look right. It looks, the burlap looks, I think, really nice behind the flowers, but not behind the Christmas. It just didn't look right. So I thought, well, what fabric can I use behind these? And I've got some of this ticking. So I thought, well, I can use that. You could probably just use, you know, a frame, mat it onto another piece of cardstock. Of course, these are sewn around, but they wouldn't have to be sewn around. You could do faux stitching. You could even do slow stitching. Or you could just leave them, glue them down if you decide you want to make these. There's, you know, any number of ways that you can manage that. And you just punch your holes. This one is the smaller one. This one is 6.5 by 4.5. So just a 1/2 inch smaller going each way. And I kind of like this size better than this size. Even though it looks a lot smaller, it's really not that much smaller, just a 1/2 inch in each direction. So, but anyway, CapCut is the culprit, because yesterday when I was trying to upload my video and send it through the program, and when I was done, it was even stopped messing up when I was just trying to load it. It just would not load, and I thought, oh my gosh, what in the world am I going to do? And I tried so many times and it kept failing. I was thankful though that it did, because that way I knew what the problem was or where the problem lay. So I did some research to try to figure out what I needed to do. And one of the major things that I learned was that the program takes so much memory, and if my memory is full, my storage is full on my computer or very near full, then that's going to slow things down and cause interruptions in the video, as is the CapCut not having enough memory to, you know, to run properly. So I didn't know that CapCut had like a cache of things that it keeps in the memory bank. And I went in, I learned how to clear that and to keep it cleared. And then I freed up a lot of memory on my computer as well. You know, because once I upload a video, once I edit it and it's on my computer, I just leave it there until I get a message that says, you know, it's too full. You need to do something. So I go in and I clear a bunch of stuff. But I cleared a bunch of stuff, and then I cleared that cache, which had a few gigabytes of memory. You know, it was taking up. So I cleared all that, and after I did, it worked perfectly, and I didn't have any problems today with it. Of course, my video was short, so I was able to watch it through and make sure that it was playing, you know, correctly. The other thing that it said to do was to change the playback speed when you're just like previewing it. But I couldn't find where to do that. I have to look into that a little bit more. But that I don't think is as important as keeping the memory up and free, because even the computer was running slow. So I was glad that I learned that. I'm glad that it happened like it did, so I could actually see with my own eyes, you know, what was going on. So thank you all again for praying for my little sweet granddaughter. I appreciate it. I told her mother today, I said, you know, my friends have been praying for our baby and asking about her, and oh, you don't know how much I appreciated that, and she did too. She was very touched. So, whoops, I made a boo-boo. I made a boo-boo, because this needs to, oh no, maybe I'm all right. Oh, let me go like this. I'm gonna go like this. I skipped one. I'm gonna come around like this. No, that's still not right. So thank you again. She sounds a little congested to me, but nothing major. Just hope that doesn't get any worse. Yeah, I just hope it doesn't get any worse. And then earlier today, Susan from I Totally Love It, when she was doing her video, she was talking about her male cats, how they've been kind of fighting. Well, my two cats, Milo and Stitch, of course, they're litter mates. And they are 12 years old now. I got them as little babies. And up until about maybe a year and a half ago, maybe not even that long, they started not getting along too well either. They would slap at each other all the time, and Milo's really the worst to do that. Stitches kind of just ignores it. But they don't get along like they used to. I mean, they used just, when they were younger, a few years ago, not even that long ago, they would cuddle up together, you know. And now they don't do that. You know, they each find their own sleeping places, and sometimes if one of them wants the place where the other one is sleeping, they'll find a way to get him out of there. Stitch has literally stood over his brother Milo, just waiting for him to get out of his place. I think I did something wrong here. Maybe not, though. We can fix it. So yeah, these are a lot of fun. They're easy to make. I may not sew all of these, but I did make a little boo-boo, but it's fixable. It's fixable. I just gotta. So maybe it's just the nature of these cats, you know, these male cats. I don't know if it would have made a difference if one was a girl and one was a boy. I don't know that that would have really made any difference. But I know how Susan feels, because it is kind of sad to see two cats that got along perfectly fine and seem to really enjoy each other now are just, it's like, it is in a lot of ways like they are just another cat to them. And my daughter has two cats right now. She had three, but one passed away about a year or so ago. And they are, they get along really well. One's a girl, one's a female. They were not litter mates. They were all rescues. Well, the little girl cat, Doolittle, she's a little calico, pretty little cat. She was a stray kitten, and my son-in-law and my husband found her in Oakland, San Leandro, and when they saw her, she was so tiny that she was just falling off of the, she'd try to jump on the sidewalk and she couldn't because she was so tiny. And she ran, it was in front of a store, it was a busy street, it was in front of a little store, not a big store, just a little like fish market. And she hid behind the, I think it was like a newspaper, one of those newspaper stand things. And so when we got back to the boat, my husband and my son-in-law said to my daughter, "You gotta come and see this, Lena." And she was a little annoyed, but she went with them because it's very close by, you know, just a matter of a few blocks. And he told her, and she looked, and sure enough, where's this? I mean, she was an itty-bitty little kitten, itty-bitty. How she got separated from her mother, I do not have a clue. I really don't have a clue how that little tiny thing could have gotten separated from her mother and survived as long as she did, because, I mean, her eyes were open and everything, and she didn't know how to eat. Matter of fact, my daughter, went to the pet store and got some formula for her, you know, kitty formula, baby kitty formula. And they had to feed her, you know, every so many hours. Oh, but she was so cute. Oh, we all loved her. And they named her Doolittle because that was the name of the major street, you know, the corner street. I think the other one was San Leandro Boulevard or something, going into the marina, where our boat was. And so they named her Doolittle. Oh, she's an adorable cat. And the other cat was a rescue. It was part of a feral colony. And I was volunteering at the time for the Fix Our Ferals. Oops, Maggie, pay attention to what you're doing. And as a nurse, and I was giving injections, you know, immunizations after the kitties were fixed. Then they would come to us. There's two of us working side by side, and after the kitties had their operation, they would come to us because they were still kind of out of it, and we could give them their injections. And it seemed like we did something else. Maybe drops in their eyes, because a lot of times they had eye infections. So we were able to get her kitties fixed through them, except for Doolittle. She went to a vet because she was so little. So yes, we love our kitties and our doggies. My daughter had 2 little dwarf hamsters this last 2 years maybe. And they both died this year. One was first and then the other one, but they actually lived beyond their life expectancy. I guess they don't have that long of a lifespan. Well, maybe I'll be able to just sew all these together. So, you know, if you want to give, you know, some little gifts at Christmas time, like you're giving them to your, maybe the lady that does your hair, or somebody at the doctor's office where you go, maybe the receptionist. These would make great little gifts. You could put them in a little decorative bag of some sort and put a pen or a pencil with them. Natasha had hers all packaged quite pretty. It was just with like a cellophane bag and a pen. I think she put a pencil. And really a sweet little gift. So that's why I said I'm going to make some of these. And I got this one way too long. You know, there's no winning sometimes. So I hope you're all having a good evening. I understand that in some places you're getting snow. I don't know what this hurricane in the Caribbean is going to do for our weather. I just pray for those people. So yes, this was totally inspired by Natasha at Treasure Books. And I am happy to give her every bit of credit for it, because I haven't even done enough of them to really make them my own too much. I mean, I use a different kind of paper and, you know, and I didn't do this tight enough. Oh well. So this one will go with this one. You can give them together or separately or however you choose. These don't really go together. I think if I were putting these together, I would have chosen different color flowers, and the stitching up here would be the same. One thing I did learn, like I said, this was the first one I made. My image was placed too far down. It should have been placed up higher so that the fringe comes just below this stitching here that holds it together. But it's okay. It's a learning process for sure. And also the placement of the holes, because like on this big one, the 7x5, I thought it might look better with 6 holes, but actually I think, well, this one right here, I think this would look better with 6 holes, and I didn't have any circle protectors to put on here, but I think it might look better with 6 pages. It would also look better if this was closer up here. Like these are all, the fringe is kind of touching on this, and even on the Santa, I placed it so that the rough edge, the raw edge would set up here. And I have to find some smaller cards, Christmas type cards, that I can, oh gosh, I hope this is going to be enough, that I can get to make a smaller one. I don't think, because like I said, I don't think Natasha guessed, or else I totally missed them, gave her dimensions in the in her video. I was just guessing they were about 5x7, and then she took the papers that she was using and cut them in half to make the size that was half that. And then she did it halfways again to make a really itty bitty, and it was like a set of 3, which was very, very cute. But I don't know that I want to make 3 of them in a set, although it would be much cuter. There's no doubt about that. So what else was there? Talked about my videos. Yeah, so I'm hoping I don't have that problem anymore with I am doing something out of sequence because this is new to me too. I wasn't born knowing how to do this. This is how Natasha, I learned this from her. But it's not hard at all to do. And if you make a mistake, you can just pull it out. Like I just did. So I hope you're enjoying this. I mean, I know it's kind of boring because I didn't go through the whole process with you. I can just tell you, well, you can watch Natasha's video because of course she does it so much better than I could ever hope to do it. That girl is just so talented. She is so creative. And she does such a beautiful job. Everything just looks so professional and so well done. But if you want to watch me make one from start to finish so I can show you, I'll be happy to do that if you just let me know. See, I goofed again. Oh dear. See, I'm still learning. It's a learning process. You know, when you're learning a new skill, it may take you a couple of times to get it right. Oh, I'm still not doing it right. See, I don't know if you're noticing, but I have 2 loops. The string goes around the top 2 times. There should be like 2 strings, and then the bottom that goes vertical, there is one strand going, and then you have it in the back, 1 strand, and then when you come back, it's filled in all the way across. Of course, that probably doesn't make any sense to you, but come on, get in there. So I've got one of these. This is really like a needle used in knitting or crocheting. So I'll go this way. So I'll go around first. I gotta think for just a minute. And like I said, if you don't like sewing, you really wouldn't have to sew it. You wouldn't even really need to put anything on here if you didn't want to. But I think it looks very cute like this. And I will put a piece of that heavy duty cardstock, the craft cardstock, on the back of all of these. I mean, if I keep it and I want to use it, I want it to be something that I can put in my purse, you know, or move it around use it from place to place and not have to worry about it getting all, you know, too floppy on me. Where on the front, this will keep this front pretty, you know, in pretty good shape. And putting the cardstock on the back will give it some structure as well. So okay. And some of these papers didn't get cut the same size, but that's all right. They can be different sizes. You can put different kinds of paper in here. I'll show you what paper I used. And all of them but one. Okay, let me put these little clips over here. Move my yarn to the side. Okay, so here's 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one doesn't have a partner yet, 5. Now this one was the only one that the paper is different, and I won't use this paper again. I actually thought it was sturdier, but it was paper that I took from this. This was kind of a little sketch pad, and I had only used a few pages of it, and I found it and I knew I wasn't going to reuse it again. So I took the paper and I thought, oh, will be a good size to use. But I'm not crazy about the paper. If I make a matching one to go with this, I'll probably use the same paper again. But when I make more, I'm going to use this paper or something similar to it. And this is kids. This one here. What is this? Yeah, this is some of it. This, no, this is tea-dyed paper. It's this paper right here, and it's children's well, this is packing paper, but when I bought it before, it's like children's drawing paper, and I like it's fairly it's not real thick, but it is thick to the point that it has some stability to it. And I love the way when you write or anything on it, it writes on here so nicely. So that's what I've been doing this afternoon. I made all of these except the first one, and then I put the stitching in with y'all to show you. So I hope you can see them, and like I said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I have to go and cut down all of these, give all these little burlap fray things a haircut, because they don't need to stick off of here. So I need to give them a haircut and put some cardstock on the back, and yeah, we'll be good. And I am going to make some more of these because they're so easy. You can make a whole bunch. This is something you can mass make, and I was going to make one with you, but I would have needed to wait and do the sewing online, which I could have done. I could have taken you through the whole process. And if you want me to do that, I will. I'll be more than happy to. So anyway, I'm going to get off of here for now. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to tell you right now. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And remember, when I get to 300 subscribers, we have a little ways to go, but I'm not going to worry about the numbers. I was kind of worrying about them or fretting over them a little bit. I'm not doing that anymore. I enjoy making these videos. I enjoy making them for you. I enjoy learning new things. Making these videos stimulates me to learn new things and to share them. And I love the friends that I've made on here. So the numbers are not important to me. You know, it is what it is. And when I get there, I'll get there. But when I do get there, I'm going to give away one of my journals. So if you're interested in that, you know, if you've already subscribed and you support my channel, then, you know, thank you so very, very much. I love each and every one of you. And if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so, except to tell you that I love you all and I appreciate you. I appreciate you subscribing. I appreciate you watching my videos and commenting. I appreciate every thumbs up that I get. But more than that, I'm just thankful for y'all, for what a wonderful community we are a part of, for your kindness, for your prayers, for your support, just everything. There's just so much, so much. So I will see you tomorrow in the next one. And until then, be kind, be grateful. That's so important, to be grateful. Even when you're going through a really hard time, if you can stop and just be grateful, even if it's just for one thing that you're really grateful for. And this will help to bring joy into your life and peace. So I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one. This is goodbye for now, for real, for real. Bye-bye.